All right, welcome back, everybody. So today is going to be a nice and easy, relaxing day. I haven't even written the homework up there yet. Nice and easy, relaxing day. And I think I have to change it on Canvas too. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go over the homework. I'll answer any questions. We can go over some of the problems on the homework. You do whatever you need to do. And then I'm going to give you the review assignment that I have yet to write on the board up here. I'm going to give you the review assignment, and then I'll let you work on that. And hopefully you can get that done in class today and not have any homework over the long weekend.
Yay!
Woo! Let's go. I thought there would be more of like
I'm sorry.
an eruption of.
It's 7:45.
Yeah, it is 7:45. Okay, get sure. All right, go ahead and let's start checking our answers. If you need me to go over any of these, I definitely can. Just to kind of go over what I could ask you on a calculator versus non-calculator version of this quiz, like 20, 21, 22, no, not 22, 23, 24, those are ones that I could give you on the no calculator, like 22 and 25, the ones with the decimal point.
Can you do 25?
25, sure. Yeah, now remember, it's very important that we remember that the order of the subtraction matters. The order of the subtraction really does matter because that's the order of the division, right? And it matters what's in the numerator versus the denominator, the divisor versus the dividend, right? So the first number is going to be divided. So keep the same log base. Log base doesn't change. So log base 1.5 of 6.75 divided by 2, right? All right, so we take 6.75, we divide it by 2, and we get 3.375. So log base 1.5 of 3.375. Now, for you guys with your fancy dancy calculators, you can go in and do log base and change the actual log base to 1.5 and then evaluate it that way. See, I can't do that, so I have to go into my calculator and do the change of base formula, where I will have to take log base 10 of 3.375 divided by log base 10 of 1.5. So let's do that. Log base 10 of 3.375, and my parenthesis, division, log base 10 of 1.5. And I get 3. Just the number 3. Here you go. Another way to think about that is to try to evaluate that as an exponent and say, okay, 1.5 to the what power is going to be 3.375, and then just start taking those exponents and seeing what works, kind of like a guess and check method. Here is 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Remember, 29 and 30 were those weird, tricky ones, those ones where it will just cancel. Watch out for those. Yes, Jenny?
What do you do when there's no base, like in 23?
Yeah, and when there's no base, you assume it's log base 10. Log base 10. Does that make sense? Okay. Yeah, same thing in like 27. Because there's no log base written. It's just log of 100 to the 0.1. Now, we're going to find that there are many ways to do these problems. I think that's where the difficulty will come in, is that there's many different routes to take to try to solve these problems, and sometimes that might confuse you guys, okay? Like, for example here, take a look at their work for number 26. Take a look at their work for number 26. I think that's funky. I think that's weird. Because what they did is they took 16 and made it 2 to the 4th power, which is 16. You know, that's not wrong. 2 to the 4th power. And then they said, okay, what power to a power will multiply? So that's technically, if I've got 16 to the 3rd, that's 2 to the 12th. And we know log base 2 of 2 will cancel. So log base 2 of 2 to the 12th will just be 12. I would have done that problem completely different. I would not have gone that route. That's okay. Just because it's different doesn't mean it's wrong. So log base 2 of 16 to the third power, I would have brought that 3 down in front and multiplied. I would have done this. 3 times log base 2 of 16, because I can evaluate log base 2 of 16. 2 to the fourth power is 16. So therefore, I know that this evaluates to be 4, which gets us our 12 in the end. Okay. So again, there's going to be a lot of different ways. If you don't understand the work that they're doing on the board, please ask me and be like, hey, I did it this way. Is that okay? Because again, like 28, I think it's really weird that they're trying to make 5 to the third, to the 125 into 5 to the third. I would have definitely brought that 1/3 down in front and said 1/3 log base 5 of 125, because I can calculate log base 5 of 125. It is 3. 1/3 times 3 would just get us our 1 again. Okay. Here is 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. I like the way they show the work for 32 and 33. Now, do you have to do it that way? No, you could just go to your calculator and evaluate it. There will be some where I just ask you to evaluate and I give it to you on the graphing calculator portion, so you just can just run the numbers. I should really start taking that off. Like, that's a silly thing to ask you nowadays, because it used to require you to know the change of base formula, but it's been like 3 or 4 years since they've updated calculators with this new log base thing. I should take that off. Maybe next year. It's like 3 points. Like, I'm literally asking you to take it.
Well,
Except for Joy. But really, it's not hard in the end, right? It should be 3 points either way. But I like the way they show the work for numbers 32 and 33. Take a look at that. Because if I asked it to you on a mental math portion, you'd have to figure out, okay, what base can I change those into? Because I can't obviously take 1/2 to the what power. Well, I guess I might be able to. 1/2 to the what power is 16. I might be able to evaluate that. But what I can do is change the base into 2. Because I know 16 is a power of 2. 2 to the 4th. I know 1/2 is a power of 2. 2 to the negative 1. So therefore, I can say, if I change things into log base 2, I could say log base 2 of 16, which is 4, divided by log base 2 of 1/2, which is negative 1. 4 divided by negative 1 is negative 4. Again, notice that I could have evaluated that 1/2 of 16. I want to figure out what that is, change it from logarithmic form into exponential form. 1/2 to the what power is 16, right? Well, I would just start having to think about that. Well, we'll flip it a negative exponent. And how do I get 2 up to 16? 4th power, so negative 4 would have been my answer there. I liked what they show for here for 33. I cannot do this process with 33. Like, I'd be saying, okay, 25 to the what power is 125. Nothing. 25 to the first power is 25. 25 to the second power is over 400. So I know it's not going to be, something like that. I know it's not going to be an even number, a nice round whole number. So maybe there's something that I can change the base into. Well, these both are powers of 5, aren't they? They're both powers of 5. 125 is 5 to the third, 25 is 5 to the second. So I can change this into log base 5 of 125 divided by log base 5 of 25. 5 to the 120, log base 5 of 125 is 3. Log base 5 of 25 is 2, so it's 3/2, 1/2. Could I have changed it to base 10 if I had my calculator? Of course. Log base 10 of 125 divided by log base 10 of 25 gets me 1.5. Yeah. I think that's really cool. I think that's really cool that you can change the base into anything you want. It seems almost like a trick. Like, am I really allowed to do that? Like, I could just make it whatever I want. I can make it like log base 1,000,000 if I wanted to. I guess so. I don't know if that would help anything, but. And there's 40, 41, and 42. Back in the day, I used to do homework quizzes. I know, a long time ago. I haven't done them for like 2 or 3 years. But they're still on my notes from time to time, and look, it was a homework quiz.
How would you do that?
No, I mean, old man.
Is it like, did you, like, with 7 points?
Was that?
It's like 7 points?
No, it was formative. I used to
Well, what are
give,
they, like?
I used to barely check homework, like once a week. And then, a couple times a week, I would give homework quizzes. And where I would, actually grade it for correctness.
And then he evolved.
I would actually,
And then I was like, that was a lot of grading.
I was gonna say, I wouldn't mind that because then I would not always believe my homework.
And that was to the advantage of the people that didn't do the homework because they were like, well, I kind of understood it. So,
Right.
But then again, if you don't do your homework, you don't really understand it. Whatever. Any questions on your homework? Anything else you'd like to talk through or go over? Yes. 42. All right. Yeah. So a lot of people, it's like tempting to try to divide them, right? Isn't it really tempting because you see subtraction and you want to do division? But the problem is this log base 11? No, it's just a 2. So what I'm really asking you to do there is just evaluate this piece. Well, log base 11 of 121. We should recognize that 121 is 11 squared, right? It's a perfect square there. So 11 to the second power, I could think about it this way. 11 to the what power is 121. 11 to the second power. So that means I'm going to have 2 minus 2. That makes sense? All right, any other questions on the homework? All right, let me write the assignment. I'm going to stop the video. Let me write the assignment up here, and you guys can have your time. So long, everybody. Shout out, Aaron. Shout out.